Have you ever felt like your emotions are running the show, making you lose control when you least want to? Like 1 minute you're fine, and the next, you're spiraling into anger, sadness, or anxiety, and wondering, why can't I just be happy? Well, here's a truth bomb: most people never learn how to truly master their emotions, and that's why so many of us stay stuck feeling overwhelmed. But what if I told you that mastering your emotions isn't just for monks or therapists? What if it's a skill anyone can learn, starting today, that can literally change your life? In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how to take back control, step by step, so you can live happier, calmer, and more fulfilled. Ready? Let's dive in. Number 1. Understanding emotions. What are they and why do they matter? Alright, before we jump into mastering your emotions, let's first get clear on what emotions really are. Because honestly, a lot of us think of emotions as just feelings, like something vague or mysterious that just happens to us. But it's way more than that. Emotions are actually biological and psychological reactions happening inside you every second. Think of them like your brain's way of processing what's going on around you and inside you. They're signals, telling you when something matters, when there's danger, or when something feels good. Here's a cool way to think about it: your emotions are like the engine in a car. They power your thoughts, decisions, and actions. When the engine runs smoothly, you're cruising along life's road happily. But when the engine revs out of control, say, when you get suddenly angry or anxious, things can get messy fast. Deep in your brain, there's a tiny part called the amygdala. Think of it as your emotional alarm system. It's constantly scanning for threats, real or imagined. When it senses danger, it sounds the alarm, boom, and you feel that rush of emotion. But here's the thing: emotions themselves aren't the problem. It's how you respond to them that makes the difference. If you learn to understand and work with this engine, instead of being driven by it, you start to master your emotions. And why does this matter? Because your emotions influence nearly everything: how you relate to people, how you handle stress, how happy or stuck you feel in life. Mastering your emotions means gaining control over the driver's seat of your own life. So, the first step on this journey is simply understanding that emotions are powerful, natural signals, not something to be feared or ignored. Once you get this, everything else starts to make sense. Number 2. Recognizing and naming your emotions. Okay, now that you know what emotions are and why they matter, the next step is learning to actually recognize and name what you're feeling. Sounds simple, right? But honestly, this is where most of us get stuck. Have you ever felt off or weird but couldn't really say why? That's because many people lump all their feelings into just a few words like happy, sad, or angry. But emotions are way more complex than that. For example, you might think you're just stressed, but really, you could be feeling overwhelmed, anxious, frustrated, or even lonely, all different emotions that need different responses. Studies show that people who can accurately identify and label their emotions tend to handle stress better and have stronger mental health. It's like giving your feelings a name tag so they don't run wild and confuse you. So how do you get better at this? One easy trick is to expand your emotional vocabulary. Instead of just mad, try words like irritated, resentful, or furious, depending on how intense it is. Another great way is to keep a feelings journal. At the end of each day, write down what emotions you noticed, even the small ones. It can be as simple as, today, I felt anxious before the meeting, but proud after it ended. This practice helps you pause and really check in with yourself, which is the foundation of emotional mastery. Here's a quick example: say you're feeling uneasy before a big presentation. Instead of just saying, I'm nervous, try digging a bit deeper. I'm anxious because I'm worried I might mess up, but I'm also excited to share my ideas. Naming these mixed emotions helps you understand yourself better and respond in a way that's helpful, not harmful. Number 3. The role of mindfulness in emotional mastery. Now, once you start recognizing what you're feeling, the next powerful tool to master your emotions is mindfulness. You've probably heard this word a lot, but what does it really mean? At its core, mindfulness is simply paying attention to the present moment, right now, without judging it or trying to change it. It's about observing your emotions and thoughts like a curious, friendly witness instead of getting caught up in them. Think about a moment when you suddenly got angry and before you knew it, you snapped at someone. Mindfulness is like hitting the pause button in that moment. It gives you space to notice what's happening inside you before you react. Here's a simple exercise you can try anytime. Take a deep breath, feel the air coming in and going out. Focus your attention just on your breath for 10 seconds. That tiny pause can calm your nervous system and help you step back from intense emotions. Science backs this up too. Studies show that practicing mindfulness regularly actually changes your brain, making it less reactive and better at regulating emotions. So, it's not just a feel-good practice, it's a brain hack for emotional control. And the best part? You don't need special equipment or hours of meditation. Even a few mindful breaths during a tough moment can make a huge difference. So next time emotions start to rise, try being a mindful observer. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now, without judgment? This simple step is a game changer on your journey to mastering emotions. Number 4. Challenging negative thought patterns that fuel bad emotions. Alright, here's where things get really interesting. Did you know that your thoughts actually shape your emotions? It's true. How you think about a situation can make you feel stressed, angry, or sad, or calm, happy, and confident. Let me give you an example. Imagine you mess up a presentation at work. One person might think, I'm a total failure, and feel devastated. Another might say, I didn't do my best this time, but I can improve, and feel motivated instead. Those automatic negative thoughts, like, I always mess up or nothing ever works out for me, are what psychologists call cognitive distortions. They're like mental traps that keep feeding bad emotions. So, how do you break free? The first step is to catch those negative thoughts in the act. When you notice yourself thinking something harsh or extreme, pause and ask, is this thought really true? What's the evidence? Often, you'll find it's just a story your mind is telling, not the full reality. Try this. If you think, I'm terrible at everything, challenge it by listing things you've done well recently. This simple exercise weakens the power of negative thinking and cools down the emotions it fuels. Remember, your brain can't hold two conflicting beliefs at once. So, by questioning and replacing negative thoughts, you change how you feel. It takes practice, but the payoff is huge: more control over your emotions and a much happier mindset. Number 5. Building emotional resilience through healthy habits. Okay, now that you're learning to spot and shift your emotions, let's talk about how to build emotional resilience. That's your ability to bounce back when life knocks you down. Think of resilience like a muscle. The more you work on it, the stronger it gets. And good news, there are simple, everyday habits that can make a huge difference. First up, sleep. Getting enough rest isn't just about feeling less tired, it literally helps your brain manage emotions better. When you're well rested, you're less likely to overreact or feel overwhelmed. Then there's exercise. Moving your body releases chemicals like serotonin and dopamine, which boost your mood and calm your mind. Even a quick 10-minute walk can help reset your emotional state. Don't forget social connections. Having supportive friends or family isn't just comforting, it's scientifically proven to help you handle stress and recover faster from emotional setbacks. And finally, self-compassion. Treating yourself kindly, especially when you mess up, builds resilience by stopping the cycle of negative self-talk that drains your emotional energy. So here's a small challenge: pick one habit this week, maybe a short walk, or going to bed 30 minutes earlier, and watch how it makes your emotional muscle a little stronger. These habits don't fix everything overnight, but with time, they create a solid foundation for mastering your emotions and living a happier life. Number 6. Learning to accept and let go of negative emotions. Now, let's get real for a moment. When tough emotions like sadness, anger, or frustration hit, what's your first move? Most of us try to push them away, ignore them, or distract ourselves. But here's the catch: resisting emotions usually makes them stick around longer. Instead, mastering your emotions means learning to accept them. And no, acceptance doesn't mean giving up or letting negative feelings take over. It means noticing what you're feeling without judgment and allowing those emotions to be there, without fighting them. Imagine you're at the beach watching waves roll in and out. Emotions are just like those waves, they come, and they go. Trying to stop them is like trying to hold back the ocean. One helpful technique is simply to observe your feelings like a curious scientist. Notice the emotion, where you feel it in your body, how strong it is, and just let it be. Journaling is another powerful tool. Writing down your feelings without censoring yourself helps you process and release them. This idea is actually backed by science. Psychologists call it acceptance and commitment therapy, and it's proven to reduce emotional suffering by changing how we relate to our feelings. So next time you're overwhelmed, try this. Say to yourself, "I'm feeling anxious right now, and that's okay." Give yourself permission to feel, then gently remind yourself it's temporary. Letting go isn't about forgetting, it's about making space for new, better feelings to come in. Number 7. Using emotional mastery to improve relationships and life satisfaction. Alright, here's where it all comes together. Mastering your emotions isn't just about feeling better on your own, it changes how you connect with others and how happy you feel overall. Think about a time when you lost your cool with a friend or family member. Maybe you said something you regretted or shut down completely. That's what happens when emotions control us instead of the other way around. But when you learn to recognize, pause, and respond thoughtfully, everything changes. You communicate more clearly, listen better, and avoid unnecessary conflicts. Emotional mastery also helps you make better decisions, not based on a sudden burst of anger or fear, but from calm clarity. And here's a powerful truth: people who manage their emotions well tend to have stronger relationships, less stress, and higher life satisfaction. It's a skill that ripples through every part of your life. So see emotional mastery like having the ultimate remote control, not just over your feelings, but over how you show up in the world. And the best part? This isn't something you have or don't have. It's a skill you build, every day, step by step. Start small, keep practicing, and watch how your life shifts toward more happiness and peace. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, it's that mastering your emotions is not about being perfect or never feeling negative things again. It's about learning to understand yourself better, to pause, and to choose how you respond, even when life gets tough. Start with small steps, name your feelings, take mindful breaths, challenge that negative thought, and build habits that support your emotional strength. Do this consistently, and you'll be amazed at the peace and happiness you create. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more practical life-changing tips, and share your biggest emotional challenge in the comments below. I read everyone. Remember, mastering your emotions is a journey, but it's one that leads to a happier, freer life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.